Hi, I'm Steve Hickman, and today I'll be presenting on G Suite Academy Google Docs User. So before we begin, let's talk a bit about G Suite for Education. Google was one of the first into this online space in terms of content creation, and as a result, they have a very refined and fairly easy to use platform. So for RCOE, we've designed the Professional Learning Portal, and that is designed for you to access materials, especially technology-related materials and learning opportunities through this portal. And the link is plp.rcoe.us. Okay, and so when you go there, that will bring you to the portal site. And this site, again, just describes, of course, what it is. And then we also have some technology-related information and lessons that you can find here behind these doors. So I'm going to click on the G Suite doorway, and that will take me to our G Suite Academy. Again, this is designed to be self-paced. You can work on it for maybe 20 minutes and get it all done, maybe 60 minutes. It really does depend upon how fast and how familiar you are with the tools. In this case here, we also offer a G Suite user badge, which is for persons who complete 5 or more of the G Suite user activities. And you can find out more about that information in terms of how G Suite is organized if you'd watch these 3 videos. But the purpose of our training today is on Google Docs and Google Docs User. So here we'll learn how to create and edit a document, to rename it, to insert images, to replace images, to do research within Google Docs, and also to make sure that our documents are accessible to those who are without sight. We'll learn how to download as well as the ways in which we can share a document for collaboration or viewing or commenting. And then we'll also use those comment features briefly. Again, this definitely requires additional practice in order for you to master these skills, but I think this will expose you to the things that will help you to get up and running using Google Docs. So I can either click on this icon or I can click here to get started. So I'll go ahead and do that. And the first thing it will do is force you to make a copy of what we call the evidence of learning document. You'll turn this document in after you've completed all the activities in order to get your certification as a RCOE Google Docs user. Something else that we're doing with this program is that if you do not have this G Suite training extension installed on your computer, it's very helpful in that it can give you help for things that you would like to do right in context of the document that you're working on, so that you don't have to tab between a lot of different websites or programs in order to get the help that you need. Okay, so if you haven't done that, all you would have to do is click on this. Once you've made your copy of the Google Docs user evidence of learning document, you can click on this, and that will take you to that extension. And right here, mine is already added to Chrome, but you could click Add to Chrome, and that will install that extension on your device. Okay. So once you see Added to Chrome there, you know you have it. Come back to the tab that has your Google Doc, okay? And you're good to go. Once you've installed the G Suite training extension, you should see this icon right here in the top right corner of your screen. And again, you could click on this, and for any term that you see that might be highlighted, for example, I'm going to scroll down here and look at folder. So if I type in folder, it will give me folder related items, and then I can click on file your document in a folder, and I will either get a video showing me how to do that, or I'll get an interactive video that will help me to achieve the task that I've set out to do. Okay. So I'm going to close that. And yes, I do want to end the lesson. All right. And so again, this particular lesson is designed around accessibility. Google has entered this online space, and as a result, many people who desire to use Google tools and really online tools and the internet don't have sight or hearing or whatever the case might be, and the computers can definitely make these documents and such accessible to them. And so we're going to focus on accessibility and the idea of Section 508 laws, which are the laws that govern making technology accessible to people, as well as the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, WCAG guidelines. Those focus specifically on web content. And one resource that I want to take you to really quickly is here, this document from Google. And they have a very simple and straightforward document that gives you tips on how to make sure that your document is accessible to persons with disabilities. And so please make sure you visit that and that you understand that. And when you post work online, that you also make it accessible to those who might not have sight or hearing or whatever the case might be. So I'm going to close that and go back to my document, and then we'll get started on our work for Google Docs user. All right. So first thing we want to do, since we are using the Google Chrome as your browser, if you're not using Google Chrome as your browser, you can click here, and that will take you to the opportunity to download Chrome if you don't already have it. Obviously, Chrome works better with, Google works better with its own browser, Chrome. So once you have Chrome downloaded and you're using it to perform these tasks, we'll go on to number 2. And that says rename your copy of the document using the following convention: last name, first name, district name, and then GDU, which stands for Google Docs user. So in order to rename a document, you simply go up to this, the top left-hand corner where the document name resides, and I can just double click on that or triple click to highlight it all. And then I can retype it. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and type my name, Hickman S, and I'm going to say RCOE, and then GDU. Now I put my initials, the initials of my workplace, because it's RCOE. However, if you're not from the district, and sometimes many districts have the same initials, or it's difficult to determine where you are, so we'd appreciate if you put the district name there instead of just the initials of the district, okay? So having done number 2, I'm just going to cross these off so that I know that we've done each of them. And I'm going to go text and strike through. We've done that one, okay? So if you've earned a G Suite Academy badge before, you should already have a Google Drive folder named RCOE G Suite Academy. If not, you can create this folder now, and then you're going to file this document that you're working on right now into that folder. So I'm just going to copy this RCOE G Suite Academy, and I'm going to go Control C. Hold down Control, press C. That will copy that text right there. And then I'm going to go up here to this button right here, this Move To button, okay? Sometimes it'll say organized if you've already filed it somewhere. But I'm going to click here, and you can see that the document is residing in my drive, and my drive is basically the like a file cabinet. It is when you open the file cabinet and you put something into it without any attempt to organize it, you have just placed it in the file cabinet, okay? And so, but I want to create this RCOE G Suite Academy folder. See, I can scroll through the different folders that I have if I would like. Okay, but in this case, I'm going to create the folder. So I click on this new folder icon. And then it'll give me an opportunity to title that folder. And since I did copy the RCOE G Suite Academy into my clipboard, I can just right click and I'm going to paste as plain text. And then I'm going to click on this check mark to create the folder. All right, it tells me this folder is empty. In order to put this document into the folder, I need to click Move Here. And there we've done it. We have placed this document into the folder, because when I click on it now, it gives me that RCOE G Suite Academy. All right, we're moving right along here. I'm going to go Alt-Shift-5 from now on to just do that strike through. All right, so it says use the blue share button and share this document with GS Academy at rcoe.us and grant view-only privileges. So in order to do that, if you notice here, we have this button here, this blue share button here, and you also notice it says private to only me. That means I'm not sharing this document with anyone. So before I go and click that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this email address, highlight it, and hold down Control and press C. That puts it into my clipboard. And then I'm going to go Share and enter the names of the persons that I want to share it with. So I'll just cut and paste as I right-click to bring up this menu, and paste as plain text, and there it is. Now it's being shared there with G Suite Academy, which actually comes back to me. But we also want to set the sharing privileges. What can this person do with this document? So right now it's set that this person can edit, and I access that by clicking on this pencil icon or on the triangle next to the pencil icon. And I can choose for them to comment, or I can choose them to view. So we want view, and if I would like, I could add a note to the person that I'm sharing it with, okay? Also, you notice this notify is clicked, so once I click send, G Suite Academy at rcoe.us will get an email signifying, letting them know that they have a folder has been shared with them, and all they'll have to do is click, or a document has been shared with them, and all they'll have to do is click and they'll go right to that document. So I'll go ahead and send that. So I have shared it with my G Suite Academy. So, and what was that shortcut? It was text, Alt, Shift, and 5. So Alt, Shift, oops, highlight, Alt, Shift, 5, and that'll cross that out. Just as a reminder for me to let me know that I've done those steps. You don't necessarily have to do that. Okay, number 5, create a view-only sharing link. Okay, so in order to do that, again, I have to go to this share button. If you notice now, it says that it's shared with one person. And I'll click there and get shareable link. So I'm going to click here as well. Now, with the sharing link, if you're using an organizational account, it will automatically default to sharing only within your organization. So here, anyone at Riverside County with a link can view, okay? All right, I do want the view only privileges, but I want it to be shared with anyone, whether inside or outside of my organization. And so if your organization has allowed that, then you can click on this triangle here, then you click more, and anyone with a link goes there, okay? So that means anyone can access, and they don't have to sign in to view the document. They can't edit it, however. In order to edit it, they would have to sign in. So I can click save because it does say view. If I wanted to change the privileges, anyone with a link can comment or edit, I could do so, but we'll go can view and save. So now I'm going to copy that link, okay? And I've copied the link into my clipboard, and so I can click done. All right, so it says create a view only sharing link. Next, cut and paste the link to the document links section below. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I have document links. So my shared view link is here. So I can just take that link and paste it right there. Okay. Now, as you can see, those links are fairly long. Okay. So in cases like this, you may want to do what the second option tells us to do. It says finally create a link to this document on the red text below. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight this red text, and then I'm going to click Control K. So that will bring up my link menu. I already have the link in my clipboard, so I'm just going to right click because I'm using a PC. On your device, however you bring up your context menu, you can do that. With the Mac, it's usually the action button and K, or you can just tap on your touchpad twice at the same time, with 2 fingers at the same time. That will also do it. So I'm going to just right click with my PC, paste as plain text, and apply. So what then happens is this becomes underlined, it becomes an active hyperlink, and once it's clicked on, it's just going to open up another copy of this document. Okay? They're both the same document. I could edit either one of them. And the view only doesn't apply here because I'm still the same user, I'm still the same owner. If I were not the owner, then I would not be able to edit. But just to avoid confusion, I'm going to close that and move on. These were those same instructions for what I just did. So number 6, use the Explorer tool from the tool menu to search the web from Google Docs or Wcag 2.0 conformance. And again, just for the sake of convenience, I'm going to go ahead and copy my search term there. I'll just Control V to paste it, okay. There we go, Wcag conformance. And then what this allows you to do is, to do some research without even leaving Google Docs. So you just bring up a window and you're able to search particular terms. So we've searched the web for Wcag conformance. So I'm going to Alt, Shift, and 5 to cross that out, to let me know that I've done it. And then it says create hyperlinks that link at least 2 resources on Wcag 2.0 conformance that describe Wcag compliant headings for a web document. Okay, so I don't see anything here that says particularly headings, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that word into my search. And okay, there's something there that says heading. So if I click on that, of course, it will open another tab and take me to this information. So I don't really want to go too deeply into this. That initial Google Doc that I shared with you is a great resource for how to add headings. But in this case, I am going to copy this link so that I can complete the assignment, okay? And once I've copied it to my clipboard, I can go back to my document, okay? So it says create hyperlinks to at least 2 documents. So I'm going to have to create those hyperlinks down here in this section. So here's source 1. So I'm just going to highlight it. And if you remember, it's Control K to insert a link, or I can also just highlight and go insert link. Okay, and you notice the shortcut there is Control K. So I'll paste that. And again, that becomes an active link. When I click on it, of course, it will take me back to that page. All right, so that was link 1. Let's go ahead and get another one. See if I can find one with a different heading. I can't, or different from a different organization. So I'm going to just go see all results in Google. Then it will open up the full Google search for me. And then I'll find another. Okay, and I am going to find, let's just go with this checklist here. Hopefully that'll have something that I need about headings. Okay, and so I could just go Control F if I needed to search, and I'll go with headings. There we go. So I do have that information there. So I'm going to use this checklist. And again, the purpose is not necessarily for you to do a lot of research on accessibility, but to demonstrate how you could do research on any particular topic within Google Docs. So I have that link, and I'm going to just go ahead and highlight. And this time I'll use the Control K and paste that there and apply. Okay, so we're moving right along. We've created the hyperlinks here, so I'm just going to go Alt, Shift, and 5, cross that off. Now it says, highlight the headings below on this document and change each of them from normal text in the style of heading, in the style menu to heading 2 or 3. And the reason we want to do that, of course, is that persons without sight might use a screen reader in order to review your document. And the headings allow the person to skip through the document to each different header instead of having to read every word on the document. So we're going to scroll down here and look at the personal information. And we're going to go here to my style menu and change that to heading 2. Same thing here, highlight, change to heading 2. And so I'm just going to go through each of these, highlight them, and create the headers. So reflection and extension resources. Okay, so now I have headings, and again, screen reader would be able to skip through this document to each header instead of reading the text from beginning to end. All right, so that one's done, number 7. We're moving right along here. Alt Shift 5. The next one, replace the image placeholder below with an image, logo, or icon related to Wcag 2.0 or Section 5.8 laws. Right-click on the placeholder and select Replace Image, and use the Search the Web from that menu option to find your choice of a suitable image. Okay, so I'm going to go down and find this image here. I'm going to click on it, and then I will right click, or however you bring up your context menu again, and I'm going to click Replace Image, search the web. So what happens is it brings up a search. So in this case, I'm just gonna say, let's say a service dog, okay? All right, and I'll just enter. And of course it will give me a number of images of service dogs. So again, we're not so concerned about the accuracy of our images as we are about the practice of inserting images or replacing images in this case. So I'm just going to click here, and I have this option down here, replace. And there we go. So that image, when we use that replace image, it will place that image in exactly the same spot that the previous image was. That may not always work, as in this case, because I don't get all of the dog. I can fix that by going right click, crop image. Now I can see these are my crop lines right now. If I want to maybe bring at least the dog's head into the image, I can do that by sliding these brackets over. And so now I can see more of the image, and then just click away from it, and then you'll get the rest of your image, okay? So going back, okay, so I've done that. Insert alternative text or alt text, okay? And again, this is for the benefit of those who might be using a screen reader, because the alt text, obviously the screen reader won't be able to describe what the picture is, so it depends upon you to offer that alternative explanation. So I'm just going to say here, image of service dog. Okay, I'll take that out. And so now when the screen reader comes across this image, it will, once I click off of it, it'll say image of service dog, okay? Okay. All right, I hope this is working for you, and you may not be able to keep up as we go, but this will give you an opportunity just to see how everything is done, and you can always play the video later once we upload it to the G Suite Academy site. All right, the next thing, insert the alternative text. So we've done that. Okay. Now we need to insert another image side by side. Both images should be approximately the same size. This means you will likely need to resize your image, okay? And I will explain how we do that as we go. So I'm gonna go back down to where I was with this image, and I'm just gonna click right beside it. Cursor is down here. I'm gonna click the insert button, and I'm going to insert an image. And I can choose to insert it from any of these locations, but I will go ahead and search the web one more time. And I'm going to search for a screen reader software. Okay. All right. All right, so I don't see a particular one, so I'll just click that one right there, okay? So first of all, let me get the URL for that image. So I'm gonna click that plus, okay? And then now I can go to the actual place where the image is found. All right, there it is. And so now I'm just going to copy that URL. Again, just practicing good digital citizenship so that I don't claim that the documents that I'm using or images that I'm using are my own. I'm going to click this close button to go back to my doc. And instead of that magnifying glass or that plus button, I'm just going to click on it to select it and then go insert. Now you notice this is considerably larger than I want because I need to place my images side by side. So in order to resize the image, I click on the image. And so in this case, just grab it from the corners and you can resize it to the size that you need. Okay? In this case, it doesn't look like you need to hold down the shift key. So There we go. And they're approximately the same size. And I'm going to go ahead and put my other URL right here, paste without formatting. Okay. And I will just give them bullets there so that I know it's two different URLs for these images. Okay, so we're moving on. Almost done. So we've done that, and I'm going to Alt F5. So the next thing, highlight and right-click your image to add a comment. Of course, as you're working and you're collaborating, you might find opportunities to comment on the work of others. So, and you can make a comment on anything, just highlight the image. Okay, so I highlight it. Oops, undo. Remember your undo buttons there if you do make a mistake. So I can select an image by holding Shift and moving my cursor, or just move the cursor over the images. Okay. And I'm going to right click, and then I can go comment. Now there's a difference between selecting the image in terms of getting these markers here in order to resize it, and highlighting the image. So we want to highlight the image, not necessarily resize it or select it. So I'm going to put a little space between these two images, and now I can highlight it. Okay, and so I'll right click, comment, and I'm just going to say, I chose this image because I wanted to know what a screen reader looks like. All right, and so I do that and I click this comment button, and now others who are reviewing the document have the opportunity to see my comment, and when they click on that comment, they can reply or they can resolve the comment, and the persons that you're sharing this document with will get an email saying, hey, someone has commented on your document. Okay. Taking care of that step, Alt, Shift and 5. Now we're going to publish this document to the web to make it easier or make it available to a wider audience that may be outside of your organization or may not have a Google account. Okay, and I'm going to use the File menu here, and I'm going to select Publish to the Web. So File, Publish to the Web. When I click there, I haven't published it yet, but you get two different types of links or codes. You get the hyperlink, or you can get an embed code. An embed code allows you to embed this document into another website. So when I click Publish, I get, are you sure you want to publish this selection? They give you that warning because this does make the document completely available on the internet. However, in order for someone to access it, they have to have the correct URL. So it's still fairly secure here. So, okay. And so this is the embed code. This is not what I want right now. I want just the link. Okay. And I get a link here. I can press Control-C to copy as it told me. And then I could share this link via social media or whatever I would like to do. In this case, once I have the link in my clipboard, I am just going to scroll down here and get my published view link. And I'm just going to paste it right there. And again, notice in Google Docs, once you paste something, if you hit enter after you've pasted or you hit the space bar, it will turn it into an active link. Okay, so when I click there, I will go right to my web published version of this document. So all the things that we've done are now on basically a website. So I'll close that because I don't need that just yet. And done that. Okay, so we're taking care of all of those things. All right, another thing you can do to make this document available to others is sometimes you may want to offer a PDF. And Google Docs allows you to use this file menu and download as, and you can download this as any type of document that's available here, whether it be an actual Word document or a PDF, okay, portable document format. So I'm going to click on that to download it as a PDF. And so basically Google will convert this document into a PDF. And in my case, because I have Adobe Acrobat already installed, it is now a PDF. In your case, you may have to save that document to a particular location on your computer. So mine is set to automatically open Adobe Acrobat. All right. So having done that, I'm going to cross that out to download that file. Shift and 5, okay. And briefly reflect on the following. In what ways might you use Google Docs in your instruction or work? Okay, I would use Google Docs. Where is that reflection section? I would use Google Docs to increase collaboration among students and coworkers by sharing, I'm going to say by securely sharing Google Docs. Okay, so obviously you can be as reflective as you would like to be. Hopefully there's something there that is meaningful to you. Okay. So we're almost done. Briefly, I've done that, Control, so Shift 5. And now, in order to get credit for your learning here and completing this activity, you'll have to submit this evidence of learning document. Okay. Again, once approved, you'll get an email notification from this notice at forallbackpacks.com. Sometimes your spam filters and your email filters will recognize this as a junk email or as spam. So if you're looking to get that, that badge for your Google Docs user, then you want to make sure that if you haven't received it in about 2 weeks, then go ahead and check your spam folder, or you can go ahead and add notice at For All Backpacks to your address book, and that way it will allow it through to your computer. Okay, so I'm going to need the sharing link for this document. So what I will do is go back up to item number 5, which item number 5 actually told me to create this document link. Okay. So I want the shared viewing link. So I'm going to highlight this link, okay, and just copy it. Okay. So once I have it in my clipboard, I can click on here and hyperlink to this Google form. So when I click there, it will ask for my email address, okay? And you'd fill in this information, my division, okay, my unit, and micro-credential, that is for each individual module. So that's what I'm looking for. Once I've collected 5 badges, then I could use the pathway badge. Okay. I'm gonna click next. And then again, copy and paste the link to your completed evidence of learning activity. So I'm just gonna right click and paste that link that I copied into my clipboard and click submit. All right, so that's it. You've completed the Google Docs user activities for certification. We would review those and go ahead and send you the badge. Thank you very much for participating. Take care.